The elephant had adopted the lion cub long ago. Why? She once lost her baby to drought and couldn't bear to lose life again. Amid death and dust, only her heart still beat with compassion. She saved the cub to fill the silence left by her lost child. The cub touched its first drop of water, trembling. The elephant's trunk wiped gently. Trust began to bloom in the wild. Joy burst as the trunk lifted the cub high. A tiny roar tore through sunlight, life reborn through quiet kindness. The cub stretched to meet the light. The elephant twirled slowly, teaching it to face the world without fear. The trunk's embrace tightened. Warmth passed through rough skin. Love turned dry grass into a living cradle. Two reflections shimmered in clear water. Differences dissolved into a single, beating rhythm of care. The cub mimicked her drinking, each sip a lesson in courage. Fear faded beneath the calm shadow of safety. Wet whiskers trembled. The elephant wiped them softly. Awkward moments became sweetness in mirrored sunlight. Water sprayed into the air. The cub leapt. A playful roar mixed with droplets. Pure joy echoed across the plains. Antelopes paused in disbelief, then fled. For this strange pair, home meant nothing more than being together. The cub slipped from the trunk. She caught him mid-air, teaching that every fall could be met with tenderness. Soft landing, safe in the sand. Security was no longer a dream, but a promise in her steady breath. Twigs arranged in a circle, a nest of hope born from care. Sleep wrapped the cub in the scent of warm sunlight. The elephant stood guard, ears catching wind. Peace, earned through patience, lingered in the quiet dusk. Above, the sunset dripped gold. Below, the cub slept soundly, wrapped in the shadow of her gentle strength. The small head rested on firm legs, two breaths intertwined, mending the cracks of their lonely pasts. Tusks brushed soft fur like a vow. The cub nestled closer, trusting promises made without words. Dawn unveiled the mist. Two silhouettes moved on, continuing their journey in silent harmony. The trunk lifted the cub higher, to see farther, to grow braver, to learn that love is its own kind of power. Wind brushed the cub's fur. Eyes half closed, he surrendered the path to the rhythm of her steady steps. Buffalo herds gave way, awed by the sight. Gentleness could part even the fiercest wilderness. A nod from the elephant, a gesture of peace that weighed heavier than the roar of any storm. The cub scampered around her legs. The circle of her steps became a small world of safety. A stumble, a quick lift. Fear turned to laughter. Every fall met with a promise to rise again. Under harsh noon sun, she led him to shade. Even in the cruelest hour, she carved out calm. Cool water poured over golden fur. Shivers of joy replaced the dryness that once defined his days. A sparkle in his eyes, a grin of peace. Each droplet watered the seeds of trust between them. Chewing grass, the elephant paused. She remembered her lost calf and saw its spirit reborn in this little cub. The cub chased butterflies, fell, stood again. Each tumble stitched courage into his growing heart. Winds shifted, clouds gathered. A storm loomed to test their fragile shelter of love. Her ears flared, eyes sharpened. She listened for danger, ready to shield what she now called family. The cub stopped playing, pressed close to her legs. Instinct whispered, "Safety lies within her shadow." Sand whirled wild. She spread her body wide, a living wall guarding a heartbeat of gold. The storm swallowed the sky, the world blurred, but her will burned bright as thunder rolled. Her trunk curled tight around him. Amid the roaring wind, motherhood became an unbreakable fortress. Grit bit into skin, eyes shut tight, yet her stance held firm, roots gripping the earth for them both. Silence followed. The trunk loosened. Trembling, the cub blinked into light. Safe again. Sand brushed away by her touch, each motion an unspoken lullaby, soothing fading fear. The cub licked her trunk, a thank you in motion, a quiet ritual sealing their bond. A rainbow crowned the sky, the reward for patience, colors returning where storms had passed. Raindrops kissed golden fur, the cub twirled with joy, his laughter ringing through the mist. The trunk flung arcs of water, two souls singing wordlessly after surviving the season's first trial. Clouds cleared, grass glowed anew. Perhaps love could coax green from even the driest ground. She hadn't adopted him just from pity, but from need. To believe again that caring could heal loneliness. Young elephants approached, curious. Their gentle eyes softened, learning that family wears many forms. A trunk reached out, a paw replied. Friendship bloomed in the common language of gentleness. Dust rose around laughter. The cub's orphaned memories faded under the weight of new joy. A distant roar froze the scene. A call from the past echoed through the heart of the plains. The cub's head lifted. That sound tore through his chest, his bloodline calling him home. Eyes wide, unsure. Would the road he'd taken now split in two between love and origin? The elephant bowed low, touching his back. A silent message. No matter your choice, you were loved. The pride approached, manes glinting. History stepped forward, testing this unlikely bond. She stood firm, calm, and still, a living wall between her son and the wild's uncertainty. The Lion King halted. Awe flickered. Respect born for courage, wearing a tender face. A lioness stepped close. Her scent stirred recognition. The cub's heart tugged between two worlds. The elephant's nudge was gentle. Go, find where you belong. Love will remain no matter the distance. Steps wavered, each one cutting the cord of comfort, yet growing up means walking alone. A tender lick from the lioness. Memory stirred. Old warmth returned, washing away years of fear. The elephant stepped back. Letting him go was her final act of love, the hardest yet purest gift. The cub turned once more. Tears shimmered. Gratitude shone brighter than the afternoon sun. Her trunk traced an arc in the air, a blessing in water and light, wishing him safe passage ahead. The pride turned. The cub followed, glancing back at the shadow that had raised him. The elephant stood still, eyes soft. Goodbyes don't always need words. Sometimes silence carries more. One last touch. Soft skin met rough hide. Farewell etched in warmth, too deep to fade. Her trunk tightened slightly, not to hold, but to remind. Take kindness with you, wherever you go. The wind rose, dust dimmed the gap. Love didn't break. It stretched across the widening world. The cub merged into the pride, sunlight crowned him, rebirth from the heart of another species' grace. She watched him fade, eyelids heavy. She laid down sorrow, picked up serenity instead. Birds crossed the sky, painting freedom. Nature itself paused to honor their unlikely bond. She walked toward sunset, never looking back. She had given all: safety, courage, gentleness. The savannah opened wide, her shadow stretched long, a monument to quiet strength and mercy. A single wildflower trembled beneath her tusk, proof that life can stay tender even amid scars. The sky burned gold. Memories glowed too, but pride stood taller than loss. The horizon swallowed her shape. Silence followed, whispering, kindness can rewrite destiny itself.